Hey guys, welcome to Split. Today we are looking at probably the weirdest and coolest earbuds I have ever seen, at least in my opinion. Sony calls them the Sony Ling Buds, and they are weird, but they're kind of awesome, but still kind of weird. Let's talk about it. In the box, as usual, it's a classic recycled paper box because, you know, Sony's trying to keep in line with being globally friendly, digital footprint almost zero, I think by 2050 or so. I need to go check that roadmap, but they're sticking with it, right? They don't need fancy boxes, so they've done recycled paper, and that's what you get. In the box, you get 5 wingtips for sizes, depending on how big or how small your ears were. By default, what's on it is the medium, I think. Me and Mikey took a while to figure it out, but we figured that's the medium. And you get extra small, small, medium, large, and extra large. I have big ears, so I think I put in the large. If you have bigger ears than mine, you know, good luck with your hat buying sizes, but it is who you are. Other than that, you get a really short USB-C charging cable in line with Sony's ethos for keeping you close to your power for some reason, only God knows why. And then you get the buds themselves in a really small, convenient case that has USB-C port for charging. It has a button to release the latch and a button at the back for quick pairing. And that's what's in the box. So the case is really convenient, really small. It'll slip into your jean pocket, no stress at all. It's actually smaller than the Samsung earbuds or even their AirPods Pro case. Now onto the earbuds themselves, right? Like I said, they're really weird. If you look at them, they're like one donut and a bun stuck together. Sony thinks this is the way to go, and there's a hole in the middle of the second one. So this is essentially an open back earbud. I know you've heard of open back headphones, but I've never seen them in this form factor, especially with the earbud style. And there's a reflex to think you may want to just stuck this, you know, put the top part into your lower ear, but that's not it. That actually sits outside, and the part with the donut-like hole sits closer to your ear canal, allowing you to hear the outside world as you listen to the music. And it has this weird sensation, which I will explain in a bit. But this works especially for those people who don't want that stuffed feeling of something stuck plunging into their ear canal. And it's so light, it's like it's not even there when I first wore it. Now let's talk about my wearing experience. When you slide this in, the world is still sort of there. It's not like the ambient sound mode when you turn on your Earbuds Pro or your Sony or your Samsung Buds 2 or Buds 3 or whatever number we are on now. That sounds a little electronic because those mics are still working and they are pumping in external sound into your ear. So it feels like a robot. It's enhanced sound. Sometimes you can even amplify stuff you're not seeing. So it's kind of fake, that ambient sound, is to be sure you're not getting hit by a truck or whatever. But these ones are natural in the sense that they're not amplifying external sound, but you can still hear the people around you, even though the music sounds like it's in the room with you, sort of like a hall, but not like an empty hollow hall effect, but the music is just there. It's around you, not fully 3D, but it's there, and you can hear people around you. I like it. I like it. It doesn't sound distorted. It sounds awesome. That's the sensation I get. And like I said, the way you wear it, like you can see, it's been in my ear this whole time I've been recording. I forgot that right one was there, because the top sits way up near, and there's this hook that goes into your, what's that word, Mikey? Concha. It goes into your concha. I didn't even know that was a part of the ear. Not a dirty word, it's a part of the ear. And then doesn't disturb your ear canal. Then the donut part just sits right outside your ear canal. So external sounds can still filter in, but the music also filters in. Make no mistake, if you bump this at a really loud sound, the people around you can't hear you because of course the music is bleeding out. But it doesn't stop you from hearing what's going on around you. And I think it's a really cool design in that. So, and that brings us to the convenience of controls, right? Most earbuds, you have them in, someone's trying to talk to you, you either turn on ambient mode or you take them off or you tap something. This just feels more natural because your music is going on and you can at least hear that initial, hey Ethan, or hey, you know, and then have that conversation. Although with these in, I've noticed, especially when I was testing them out, it just turns into an interrogation. People just be like, what's in your ear? Those my earbuds. What type of earbuds are those? There's like 2 of them in your ear. That's the design. What kind of stupid design has 2 earbuds? It's not stupid, it's really nice. It's called an open back. So why does he have an open back? I want to interrogation. That's what it becomes. But moving on, so let's talk about controls, right? It does have tap to control features like most earbuds do, but in my opinion, it's a bit limited because you can only choose a set of functions for each side. That sounds normal for most earbuds, but this is a bit more limited than others because, for instance, the single tap is set to either activate whatever music service you've picked. You can double tap to play, triple tap to skip the next track on one side, and then choose volume on the other side, double tap to take it up, triple tap to bring it down. You cannot mix and match like there's a hold function, for example, or pause and play on left and right. You'll get by, don't get me wrong. Between your phone, your smartwatch, and your ears, you'll get by. But I would have liked to see a little bit more control functions across both ears. But this is how Sony has really been playing it for a while, and they feel it's safer this way, so that you get less accidental taps and malfunction controls when you have multiple controls. But other companies are pulling it off, so Sony, I don't see why you can't. But that's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But in terms of control, it does have a really cool trick, something called wide area tap. And get this, so I have it in my ear, right? And if I wanted to skip tracks, I don't have to touch it. If the aim is to not bug your ear, you can tap close to your ear on your face. See, just activate it. And it'll activate. It'll actually, play, pause, whatever, just by tapping your ear. So people think you're weird when they see you doing that, quietly, but you're actually controlling your earbuds, which is kind of cool, kind of gimmicky, but kind of cool. I think it works out. Let me know what you guys think. For some people, it feels like you have to be very intent, when you tap it, almost knocking your brain out. But for me, it works like a dream. It works pretty well. As long as you're close to your ear area, maybe somewhere here, just tap your face, it'll work. There's a hole in them. How do they sound? I mean, you're gonna use this for music and phone calls. They sound really good, plain and simple, right? They sound really nice. It's like you're in a room with music bumping. It sounds natural, it sounds really good. Mids are great, highs are very clear. However, when it comes to the low tones and bass, if you're a bass head and you want that skull vibrating bass, this won't be for you because it's really hard to get that bass feedback without a backing for it to push back on its open ear. So bass is okay, but it's not thumping. So these probably aren't for you. That's not your thing. So I would say let it go if you're more into deeper tones. But in general, mid-range, wide soundstage audio, I think they're fantastic. I think they work well. Because there is a hole in them, of course, the music will bleed out at higher volume. So if you work in cubicles that are really close together, you may be bugging someone else who doesn't have headphones. Well, at least if they're touchy. I know I'm touchy. I can hear tiny things and that bothers me. If that's something to be concerned about, you may want to drop your volume a little more and then it'd be completely inaudible. But at really high volumes, your audio will bleed out. In terms of connectivity, they use Bluetooth 5.2, but unfortunately it's a single pair function. So you can only connect to one device at a time. And if you need to use two devices, you're going to have to switch between them. Very inconvenient for some people, not that inconvenient for me, but I prefer double connection. I think it's always been great, automatically just switch between. Some people think it's actually annoying when your phone takes over what you are listening to without being actually intentional. So pros and cons, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. In terms of codec support, it does support AAC and SBC, so iPhone and your general Android users, you guys are just gonna be fine. You're not gonna find the LDACs on this version because because they're open back, I don't know. But you're not gonna find them here. So battery life, how long do they last? These double donut earbuds on a full charge will give you 5.5 hours of playtime. Case will give you another 12 hours, total about 17.5 hours. And that's pretty long. Not as great as some industry-leading, earbuds out there, but it's pretty decent. It also has a decent charging length. A 10-minute quick charge will give you 1.5 hours of playback time. Again, still not as great as some of the industry-leading, but 10 minutes, an hour and a half. Decent trade-off for waiting, stopping by, buying a cup of coffee, and getting 1.5 hours of playback. Yeah, if you're a runner, you're gonna love this because you can hear the world around you. That cutter's not gonna kill you, but be careful with them around dust because it doesn't have a dust prevention. That's the X and the IP. Again, it does have holes, so it only makes sense not to be able to have a dust rating for this. Especially if you use them for things in public, for walking around, like for Pokemon Go. I think they even have a partnership with Niantic, the company that runs Pokemon Go, for these. So this makes sense. So a car is not killing you while you're trying to catch that Pokemon or you're walking around in public. I like them, but that's my opinion. They worth the money. Let me know what you guys think. But I think if you're working in an office space or something that requires you to talk to other people and not seem rude, this is the way to go. There are those options in open back in the big format, but this is the first time I've seen them in an earbud format, and they look decent. I think they look cool. They look like an accessory, like an earring in your ear. I'm not an earring guy, but still, it's like an earring in your ear if you wish to be cool without being cool. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys.